Bright Tuty. Every student matters.
Some practice questions starting with question number 1. So let us read the question. It says that there are 20 girls and 15 boys in a class, right? So there are 20 girls, 15 boys. So this is the ratio of girls and boys in a class. What is the ratio of numbers of girls to the number of boys? It's very simple. Let us write down the answer for the A part. So what do we need to write? The ratio we need to write for the girls, number of girls to that of number of boys. So what is the number of girls? It is 20 and the ratio of boys to it is 50. Clearly both these numbers are divisible by 5. So we can convert it into a simple equivalent ratio, or we can say the lowest form of ratio. Dividing both the numbers by 5, we get the answer as 4:3. So this is the final answer which we have converted into the lowest form of ratio. Moving to the part B. The part B asks to find the ratio. Let us write here ratio. That is the ratio of the number of girls to the total number of students. Okay, so let us write what is the girls ratio to that of total students, right? So how do you find the total students? You know what is the number of girls? It is 20. Do you know what is the number of boys? It is 15. So if we add them together, we'll get the total number of students. 20 added to 15 is 35. So 20:35 is the answer. But because we can convert this into a simple fraction, into a simple lower ratio, let us do that. Dividing 20 and 35 by 5, we get 4, because 20 in 5 times table is at 4, and dividing 35 by 5, it equals 7. So 4/7 is the final answer, that is in the lowest form of ratio. Moving ahead to question number 2. It says, out of 30 students in class 6, out of 30 students in a class, 6 likes football. So how many students like football? 6 of them. Out of how many? Out of 30 students. 12 like cricket, okay? And the remaining like tennis. So we know how many like football, we know how many like cricket. Can we calculate how many people like tennis? So we need to find the ratio of the number. Let's first find out what is the number of the people who like tennis. So because the total given to us is 30, out of which football is liked by 6 people, and cricket, it is liked by 12. What is the total of football and cricket? It is 18. So what is the number of people who like tennis? So it's clear what we need to do is we need to take away 18 from 30. Okay, so the answer is, here it's come, 12. So 12 students like tennis. I hope this is clear. I'm just writing 12 over here, and we are going to erase this so that we can write the other answers here. Okay, I hope it is clear how we have calculated the number of children who like tennis. We are just taking away the number of students who like football and the number of children who like cricket out of the total. Okay. In the first one, we need to find the ratio of the number of students who like football to the number of students who like tennis. So let us write the ratio of football. Let me just write football with the F. Okay. So with F, we need to find the ratio of T, that is for tennis. So clearly the number of children who like football is 6 and the number of people who like tennis is 12. Clearly 6 and 12 are there in 6 times table. So we can divide both these numbers by 6. So the final answer we have got is 1:2. This is the answer, that is the ratio of the students who like football to that of the number of students who like tennis. Let us try the B part now. We need to find what is the ratio, and the ratio is between the students who like cricket to the total number of students. To the total number of students that are there in the class. The total students is 30. And what is the total number of children who like cricket? So I am representing cricket for C, and let me write total here because T has already been written for tennis. So we can write for cricket because we are given 12 children like it, and the total number of children are 30. So 12 is to 30 is the ratio. But because we can divide 12 and 30 by same number, let us divide it by what number? 6. Okay, so when we are dividing 12 by 6, the answer comes out to be 2, and when we divide 30 by 6, the answer comes as 5, and clearly 2 and 5, they are in the lowest ratio. Okay, this is the lowest equivalent ratio that we have calculated. Okay, so this is the answer. Moving ahead to the next question. It says, see the figure and find the ratio of number of triangles to the number of circles inside the rectangle. So here in this particular rectangle that you see, this particular image is in the form of a rectangle, and we need to find that how many number of triangles are there. So clearly 1, 2 triangles we can see, and how many? It's 3. This yellow is also a triangle, right? So firstly we are considering the shapes. So let's write the A part. Number of triangles to the number of circles. And how many circles we have got? 1 and 2. 2 circles. So let us write the ratio. I'm representing triangles by T and circles by C. So the ratio is, the triangles clearly are 3 and the circles are 2. And this is already in the simplest lowest form, so we cannot simplify it further. Let us work for the B part. Here we need to find the ratio of number of squares to the all figures that we have inside the rectangle. So what is the number of squares? We can see 2 squares, and let me write S for square, and to that we need to write all the figures. So let me write total. So I'm writing total for all the figures. So clearly we have got 2 squares, and we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 total images. It's clear, and because we don't have any common factor between 2 and 7, so this is the lowest common, this is the lowest fraction ratio that we have got. Now coming to the C part. So in the C part, we need to find the ratio of the number of circles to all the figures inside the rectangle. So let us write the ratio. That is the ratio of circle to the total. So we have got 2 circles and the total number of images is 7. And do you see again that here, even though the question was different for B and C part, but still the ratio has come out to be the same. That is 2:7. Okay. And now let's do the question number 4. It says distances traveled by Hamid and Akhtar in an hour is 9 kilometers and 12 kilometers. Find the ratio of speed of Hamid to speed of Akhtar. I hope you remember how do we need to find the speed when we are given distance and time. Right, so distance that you must have traveled is always equal to the speed that you are moving in multiplied by the given time you have taken. Okay, so here let us write for Hamid. Okay, for Hamid, what is the distance given to us? The distance given is 9 kilometers, right? And what is not given? We are not given the speed, but we are given the time, that is 1 hour. Okay, so let me write 1 hour here for time. Now how can we represent? They are asking us to represent the speed. So let us write the speed. Speed for Hamid is 9 kilometers per hour. So what do? We are just taking 1 kilometer on the other side and it will go under 9 kilometers. So we can write 9 kilometers over 1 hour, or we can write this as 9 kilometers per hour. This is the speed for Hamid. Now let us write what is the speed for Akhtar. Okay, let me just change the color. For Akhtar. For Akhtar, the speed is, by calculating it the same way, it is 12 kilometers in 1 hour. So the speed is 12 kilometers per hour. Clear? Now let us write what is the ratio. We need to find the ratio of the speed of Hamid to that of Akhtar. So the speed of Hamid will come first. So it is 9:12. Clearly, we don't write any unit with the ratios, right? In the same way that we don't write any unit with the fractions as well. Now, because both these numbers are divisible by 3, so let us convert it into a simple form. So, dividing 9 by 3 gives 3 as the answer, and dividing 12 by 3 gives 4 as the answer. So, this is the lowest form of the equivalent ratio that we have calculated. Okay, moving ahead, we need to fill in the blanks that is given. Let us start with the first two fractions. Okay, so now they are working for 15 over 18, and here we have got nothing, which we need to fill over 6. Clearly what you see is we need to go from 18 to 6. Is that right? So we are going from a bigger number to smaller. That means we need to divide it by some number. Can you think what times 6 gives you 18? Clearly, 6 times 3 gives you 18. So if we divide 18 by 3, the answer will be 6. Similarly, what we do with the denominator, we do the same with the numerator, and 15 divided by 3 gives 5. So the first number we have got as 5. Now let us move to the next one. Here what we need to find, let us use these two fractions now. So this is 5 over 6 is equal to 10 over something that we need to find. Okay. Now here what you'll do from 5 so that you get to 10, clearly you need to go bigger, so you times it by a number. 5 times what number gives you 10? It is 2. Do the same with the denominator, so timesing 6 by 2 gives the answer as 12. So we have calculated the second number, that is 12. Now let us use the next number here. Let us use these two fractions. So here it is 10 over 12, and here it is something which we don't know, we need to find, over 30. So clearly what you need to do, you need to go from 12 to 30. So what I think, I have got no idea how can I go from 12 to 30, because I don't have 30 in my 12 times table. Is that right? So what I'll do, instead of choosing 10 and 12, I will choose another number, however choosing the same fraction. So here, instead of 12 over 10 over 12, I am choosing 5 over 6. Okay, it's all my choice, whichever fraction I'm picking up from the given fractions. Okay, so I'm just replacing 10 over 12 by another number that is already given here, that is 5 over 6. Okay, now can you tell me, can I make 6 into 30 by multiplying it with some number? If you are saying yes and you can do this by multiplying it 5, you are absolutely correct, because 6 times 5 is 30. Now what you do with the denominator, do the same with the numerator. So the answer is 25, and here the missing number is 25. Let me tell you one thing very clearly. They are asking you whether these fractions, these ratios, they are equivalent or not. The answer is yes, they are equivalent. So even though you were not able to calculate your answer from 10 to this particular number, but still if you draw this pictorially, you will see that they are basically representing the same parts of the whole. Okay, so this is something very important that we have learned from this slide, how you can find the missing fractions, the missing ratios, by picking up any fraction that is given to you. Okay, moving to the next question. It says find the ratio of the following. So we need to simply find the ratios of these numbers. So the first one is 81 over 108. So I think clearly we can divide both these numbers by 9. So let us divide the numbers by 9. What you do with the numerator, do the same with the denominator. So here it comes 9 times 9 is 81, and here it comes 18. So it's 12 times 9 is 108. Now again I can further simplify it, because 9 and 12, they are both in 3 times table. Okay, so the answer is 3 over 4. So we can write down the ratio as 3:4. Clear? Now let us find the ratio of 98 to 63. 98 to 63. Let us see if we can divide both these numbers by any number. Clearly we can see that 63 and 98, they both are divisible by 7. So here If we divide 98 by 7, the answer is 14. And 7, where do you see 63 in 7 times table? It is 9. So we have got 14 over 9, and clearly we have no common factor between 14 and 9. So this is the answer, that is the simplest form. So let us write it here, that is 14 is to 9. This is the final answer that we have calculated. Moving to the next one, it is 33 over 121. Okay, we are not writing the units. So now we can clearly divide both these numerator and denominators by 11. So it gives 3 as the numerator and 11 as the denominator. And 3 and 11, they have got no common factor. So this particular ratio is in the lowest form, and this is the answer. The next one is 30 minutes to 45 minutes. So 30 over 45, and clearly we can divide both these numbers by 5, and this gives here 6 and this gives here 9. We can further divide it by 3. It will give 2 as the numerator and 3 as the denominator. So the final answer that we have got is 2 is to 3. Is that clear? Moving to the next one here. It says find the ratio of the following. The first one is given 30 minutes. The second one is given as 1.5 hours. So we need to convert the hours to minute in order to work this question. Or you can change the minutes to hours. So anyhow, whatever you are comfortable with, you can convert it into that particular form. Now here, let me convert 1.5 hours into minutes. In 1 hour, we have got how many minutes? It is 60, right? And in 0.5, that is half of an hour. How many minutes will there be? It is half of 60, so it is 30. 60 plus 30 gives 90 minutes. So what are we going to find the ratio? The ratio is of 30 to 90. And we can further simplify this. Both these numbers, they have got the 30 as their highest common factor, right? So 30 divided by 30 gives 1, and 30 divided by 90, 90 divided by 30 gives 3 as the answer. So 1 over 3, or we can say 1 is to 3 is the ratio in the lowest form. The next one is in centimeter and meter. Let us convert it into one single unit. So instead of 1.5, let us take 150 centimeters. Okay, taking both these units into single unit, that is of centimeters we are doing. So it is 40 is to 150. Clearly we can divide both these numbers by 10. So the answer comes out to be 4 is to 15, and we cannot further simplify it. So this is the final ratio. Moving to the next one here. This is in paise and this is in rupees. Do you know how many paise are there in 1 rupee? I hope you are correct. It is 100. So it is 55 is to 100. We can divide both these numbers by 5. So 11 is to 20 is the final ratio in the simplest form. The next one is in milliliters and liters. I hope you know that in 1 liter we have got 1000 milliliters. Okay, so instead of 2 liters we are going to write 2000. Let me just write it here. 1 liter is equal to 1000 milliliter. So 2 liters is equal to 2000 milliliters. So the ratio here we have got is 500 is to 2000. Clear? Now clearly 500 and 2000 can be simplified by dividing both of them by 500, because 500 is the highest common factor between these two numbers. So 500 goes into 500 how many times? Once. And 500 goes into 2000 how many times? It is 4. So 1 over 4 is the ratio in the simplest form. Okay. Now moving here to the question number 8. It says in a year, Seema earns rupees 1,50,000 and saves rupees 50,000. We need to find the ratio of the money that Seema earns to the money that she saves. So let us do the first part. So we are going to find the ratio of what is her earning to what is her saving. So the total money she is earning is 1,50,000, and we are comparing this with what number? We are comparing this with the saving, which is 50,000. Is that right? Now let us simplify this. Clearly we can divide both these numbers by 10,000. It will give 15:5, right? We are dividing both of them. In the first step I have divided both of them by 10,000. Now clearly we can further simplify this by dividing both these numbers by 5. So it will be 3:1. So this is the final answer. Okay. So she is earning thrice of what she is saving. I hope you are clear to what you mean by, what you understand by ratio. Let us do the B part. Money that she saves to the money she spends. If she is saving 50,000 out of 1,50,000, what do you think she's then spending? She is spending 1 lakh, because this is the total earning, out of which 50 she is saving. So what is she spending? She is spending 1 lakh rupees. So let us write down the ratio. That is the ratio what she is saving to the ratio of what she is spending. So she is saving 50,000, and what is she spending? She is spending 1 lakh, right? So let us divide both these numbers by 10,000. It will be 5:10. Okay, and further simplifying, 1:2. So this means whatever she is saving, twice of it she is spending. Okay. Now here, let's do the ninth part. Ninth question, it says there are 102 teachers in a school that is having 3,300 students. What do we need to know? We need to know the ratio, that is the number of teachers to the number of students. So it is simple. Ratio that we need to find is that of the number of teachers to that of students, right? This is equal to how many teachers are given? 102, and how many students? It is 3,300. Clearly we can divide both these numbers by 2. Okay, so this will be 51, and here it will be 1650. So what do we understand by this is that for every 1,650 students, 51 teachers are available. But wait, what I think is that we can further divide this, and we can divide both these numbers by 3, right? So here let us write down. If we divide 51 by 3, the answer will be 17. And if we are dividing 1,650 by 3, the answer is 16, so it's 5, 15, so it's 5, and 0. That means for every 550 students, we have got 17 teachers. Okay, I just hope we cannot further divide this by any number, because 550 is not divisible by 17, right? So this is the simplest form of fraction that we have got.